We got this thing called carbon dioxide. How does it get in the atmosphere? Well, it forms naturally. It comes out of volcanoes. It comes out of cows. It comes out of the oceans when they cool, and it goes into the oceans when they're warm. Carbon dioxide. It has always been in the atmosphere in varying amounts. It has been there ever since Earth was first formed and got an atmosphere just well. And it has been a natural part of the process. It is now called a pollutant. It's now called a curse. It's now called a carbon that you have to have carbon credit for. None of that is true. It's a natural. Do you know how to create carbon dioxide? Breathe. What comes out of our mouths is carbon dioxide. We breathe in oxygen, nitrogen, the whole component of the atmosphere. And what we essentially breathe out, our waste product, is carbon dioxide. Aha! Humans are polluting the atmosphere. But wait a minute. There's a plant over there. It can't grow without it. Every living thing on planet Earth, the cornfield, the forest, the marijuana crop, shame on you. Just testing your generation. Get your act together. Nothing grows without it. Photosynthesis cannot occur without carbon dioxide. So the very component of the atmosphere that is being blamed for catastrophic coming global warming is absolutely essential to the growth of plants. And it has ebbed and flowed through the history of Earth. And right now, our satellites show that the Earth is 30% greener than it was when the satellites first went up in 1979. And why is that? Because we have more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It is nature's fertilizer. And it is being cursed. It is being called the culprit of global warming. Billions of dollars are being bought and sold. Our taxes are being increased, and that money spent to some way counteract this supposed awful thing in the atmosphere, carbon dioxide. Now it has gone up from 285 parts per million to about 385 parts per million over the last 50 years. You betcha. And every time you turn on your car engine, that's carbon dioxide and water vapor that come out of the exhaust. We've done a wonderful job of cleaning up the internal combustion engine. We've gotten most of the pollution, most of the deadly stuff, most of the carbon monoxide and smog out of it. Catalytic converters, re-engineering injectors instead of carburetors, and spark plugs have been replaced by ignition points. And there's a lot of great engineering going on with the engine. And we've got that pollution way down. There's not nearly the pall of smog hanging over Los Angeles or New York or Chicago that there was when I was young. The cities are much cleaner and brighter. We've done a good job, but still we're putting carbon dioxide out of that exhaust tank. And that power plant, whether it burns coal or oil or gas, is creating carbon dioxide out of its smokestack. We've got the dirty stuff that you can see. We've eliminated it. We've scrubbed it, processed it, but we're still putting carbon dioxide out, and it is building up in the atmosphere. Well, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the United Nations, spends $5 billion a year on research. $5 billion a year to try to prove that that stuff is destroying our environment, our climate. I have read all their papers. They got no proof. They have hypotheses, they have theories. They assign some magical property to it called a forcing factor. They say that because carbon dioxide will interact with the water vapor, and that's going to clouds to form at a certain level in the atmosphere, that this is going to cause it to have 10 times or 6 times or 3 times the warming impact that it would have on its own. Those are hypotheses, and they are unproven. So how did they set out to prove them? They tried to put them into climate models. Now, I've watched the progress of weather forecasting models, and it has been magnificent. Climate models have not come nearly so far so fast, because climate models try to run 30, 40 years. And about all you can do is put assumptions in, and if those assumptions are correct, well, you'll get an accurate forecast. If your assumptions are wrong, slanted, biased, manipulated, you'll get an inaccurate forecast. And it appears that what happened with the IPCC's climate models is they put the sun in as a constant. And so in the 80s and 90s, when we were having a dramatic solar peak to solar cycle number 24, interlapping with solar cycle 23, and the astronomers know all this stuff. As the solar cycles were building up and we got a degree of warming in the last half of the 20th century, their computer models were projecting out this warming that was showing up. They said, aha, it's because of CO2, because they were ignoring the sun. Well, what happened, of course, is that the solar cycle ended. The sun has now gone quiet. There is no solar warming now. We haven't had a single sunspot in the last month. The last year, the sun has been the quietest in 100 years. And if you look at the temperatures for planet Earth as measured by the satellites, they turned flat in 1998 and started down in 2002. And we have now had 6 consecutive years of dramatic cooling. We have cooled more than we had warmed in the previous 100 years.